As I said, also normal people who are healthy, they also can join. And there are sick people who go with the prescription of the health condition. Accordingly, the therapist will give particular yogas and particular processes. So on the 6th floor is one nice room where she gathers a lot of people from patients and from community also.
So you may have people who arrive here and say,
yes,
I would just like spiritual care.
Yes.
It's okay.
Nobody needs to be a patient
to
have spiritual care.
Yeah, somebody can say this, I don't want anything else except spiritual.
It's also possible.
And do you have like testimonies? I'm sure you must have lots of testimonies. People who say that the spiritual care was as much
maybe thousands we have.
Yes, of course. Not surprised.
So all kinds of people, all walks of people, all kinds of educated, uneducated, all kinds of people, their expressions of emotions and satisfaction are also available. Good feedback also available also for improvement.
Can the patients they choose which type of treatment they will have, whether it's allopathy or
choice is theirs.
They can choose a homeopathy or Ayurveda.
And sometimes when patients are having a particular illness and we see that there is some limitation of allopathy, then the allopath also will suggest, would you like to try this? And then the doctor is called upon a reference, and then another person will come and they will be in nice cooperation to guide the patient what is best for him. So
there's no competition between doctors.
Generally outside what happens is each pathy will offend or criticize other pathies.
Not here.
But here it is very cooperative.
Allopathy and homeopathy, what is the most used? Yeah.
Allopathy is a predominant service we use here. But we have Ayurveda, we have acupuncture, we have homeopathy, we have naturopathy also.
But first, when you welcome someone or you're welcoming someone,
it's allopathy. Even they come in also for allopathy only. After they come in, then they come to know they may avail the other pathies.
This is a choice.
Yeah.
They don't want that.
There is a choice.
Yeah.
We do get patients from abroad.
Many people come.
Specifically that we want to come for Ayurveda. So they are specific. They have already generally tried the allopathic part of it. So they will come specifically for Ayurveda or naturopathy or yoga. They will specify that.
In fact, we have, as we are mentioning about mantra meditation, each and every corner of the hospital is a holy sound vibration. So when a patient is just waiting for a doctor, a relative is waiting outside, he is also getting a holy sound vibration.
Okay.
The general spiritual ambience here is done by the sound vibration, the ambience, the food that we eat is free of violence fully, and the greetings that we do, as you experience when we came, you say Hare Krishna.
Yes.
So all this is general ambience. Whoever comes and participates in the atmosphere, he receives all these things without fail.
It's very pleasant.
And each and every person being part and parcel of the Lord, he has a right to connect with him. So the knowledge is given, the opportunity is given, the practice is taught here by that.
Two more people have joined this now. That is Dr. Kamal Mia, she is also obstetrician and gynecologist. Dr. Vaishya.
He is also gynecologist. So any other question? Sangamitra ji, you have any question?
I don't have any question really.
Anyway, it's a very difficult task to present to you all the wide array of spiritual activities in 10 minutes.
Yes, but you did very well.
It's work of 18 years hard work, 18 years efforts that has brought this department to this level, and it will be still expanding day by day, month by month.
One thing I would like to point out is that you wrote in this something that I've been saying for the last few years, because I've been involved in not medical but more alternative way of therapies. And I came to the conclusion after several years that basically any ailment of any kind, that it is spiritual, emotional, physical, whatever, was any place where what I call divine love is not flowing properly. And you've just written that. And it's the first time I see my statement written. Obviously I'm not the only one who has found that out, but that was so lovely to see this.
So, should we proceed up?
Yes.
You would like to share something? something you want to share about your ideas, your concepts?
We would like to know something. Julie, you can tell us what you have been doing so far. Okay, how
It's a long story.
So you want to share with the
I think so, unless you have any specific questions.
I didn't know much about you or this whole program. The Sangamitra sent me a mail. So really we are as blank as ever.
I think you'll find that most of what I'm going to share are things that you know or that you feel intuitive about. But the Global Prenatal Initiative this year was partnered with the International Year of Families. You might have heard that 2014 is the United Nations, in fact it's the 20th anniversary of the International Year of Families. So we use this occasion to raise awareness for the vital importance of from conception to the first few months after birth and the long-term impact of humanity. That, I think, is really
That's very
crucial.
interesting. Very interesting.
So this is what I will be talking about. And my work in this field started in the beginning of 1980s. So we've seen in that time overwhelming amount of science. So I'm not going to present scientific evidence because you'll find it everywhere. But what's important is the application and the world situation right now. Linked with the United Nations is what is going on in this planet. And if we are to survive as a species, then what we know about the conception to just after birth is absolutely vital that we get this beginning right. It's absolutely clear scientifically. So it's not so much now what we know, it's what are we going to do about it. And so this is not just medical or concerning mothers and babies. This is
Much deeper.
Deeper and existential for the planet now. I mean, the planet will continue without us, but will we continue? We are now at that crucial time. So at the United Nations, you have two basic camps, or three camps. One who say, in any case, even if we did everything we could right now, it's too late. Others like myself say, well, even if it's too late,
We should do something.
I can't sit home with what I know and twiddle my thumbs and just drink my cocktails and say, isn't life great? Must do something. And once you've understood the power of the divine, you know that in any second, I always say, people say to me, but do you really believe that we have a chance to do something for humanity? And I say, until somebody's last breath is gone, there's always a chance to bring them back. So our last breath hasn't gone, so I believe that we do have a chance. With the power of the spirit, it's not just a three-dimensional logic. Things can happen in a way that you obviously know, that go way beyond the mind and our simple 3D understanding of life. So yes, things can be done, but in 30 years, well, I started actually early. When I was 16, I had a very, very strong mystical experience, which was like an ecstasy, bliss. And I just knew, and I still know, that it's possible for us all to live on this planet as one human family, in health, in harmony with nature, in harmony with our true essence, and be happy. And I looked around the world and saw that people, whether they had money or didn't have money, whatever qualities they had, nobody looked and felt really happy. In school, they never asked me, are you happy? And I thought there's something terribly wrong. This is weird, because it's our quality of life, it's our happiness that is the most important. My father once said to me when I was about 20, he said to me, yeah, but why are you doing all these things? So I started a children's center in the slums in Hong Kong when I was 17. I did lots of humanitarian efforts. And he said, well, why are you doing all this? So he said, why aren't you doing like everybody else?
Why are you not normal?
Why are you not
That's exactly right.
up to his grave he was asking that. But he said, you know, why don't you go out with boys? Why don't you go to the cinema? Why don't you do all these things? And I said to him, I said, look, Dad, why do people do these things? Oh, I haven't asked myself that. I said, all these things you've just mentioned, they're doing to be happy. And he goes, yeah, that's right. And I said, but I am already happy. Most people are running after happiness and they never get it. Just they get a little bit and then it's gone and it's gone and it's gone. I said, I am happy. Sitting at home on the floor, I'm happy with nothing. And this was a concept he just couldn't take it, just couldn't take it. So I looked for what it is. Why are we not living our true potential of being happy? Being happy, being healthy and you know, fulfilled. And I came across a spiritual book called Education Begins Before Birth. And this might be a little bit of bad news for you, because in this book, the spiritual teacher said that if we looked after pregnant women, in 50 years, 2 generations, we could close all our hospitals, so sorry, you'd be out of a job.
We'll be happy.
But you'll be happy.
We'll be happy. We'll turn into
You
a
have to
spiritual
recycle to another job. But we could close our hospitals and close our prisons, looking after pregnant women. I said, that's it. Start at the beginning. It makes total sense.
We'll turn into a spiritual care center. The hospital.
That's
spiritual
it,
care center.
exactly. exactly.
That will still be there.
Well, you know, you would have the whole thing looking after pregnancy, giving mothers the best conditions to do the most important job on this planet, which is give the optimal conditions for the baby to develop. Beautiful natural birth, minimum interventions, and we would have happy, healthy people. No more outpatients. No more, you know, I mean, this is not a joke. Now, if you look at the internet, because everything is available on the internet, you will see that the non-contagious diseases, which are now bankrupting most healthcare systems.
That's they are the main people. They are the main people.
That's it. You know, they're finding, whether it's heart disease, whether it's diabetes, whether it's hypertension, the origin is in the prenatal time. So we don't want to keep having to patch up people after, 20, 30, 40, 50, how many years of suffering. We need to stop it right from the beginning. We shouldn't have one heart problem. Can we do it? I went to a meeting at the United Nations, and these things I'm very passionate about. There was the chief of protocol from the Secretary General's office, and she gave this amazing heart-rendering talk, appealing to all the women in the room. It was about 250 people in the room representing about 75 countries, saying that breast cancer that now is off the charts, we have to do something about it, we have to collect more money, so please give generously. And everybody is touched by at least somebody in their family who's had breast cancer, etc., etc. And I could feel my blood was boiling as she spoke. And after she said, were there any questions? And being the naughty little girl who didn't do well at school, I said, we should have 0 tolerance for breast cancer. And everybody started looking at me. And I said, we shouldn't accept that one woman on this planet gets breast cancer. And you know what? We know what's causing it. Let's not kid ourselves. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of chemicals being produced every day which are known carcinogenic substances. I said, surely the first thing to do is stop producing carcinogenic substances. Then let's see where we're at. But you're not going to tell me, and everybody was going, that we're going to have more and more cancer and we should start doing more and more research to cure it when we know what's causing it. I said, look, you know, this isn't rocket science. If I can understand it, you can understand it. She came up to me at the end. I met her in the corridors and she said, well, I can see that we're absolutely not on the same wavelength. And then, but does this make sense to you?
I think you have a lot to say.
I have a lot to say because it's serious now.
Yes.
You know, it's serious. And we shouldn't just go on with the status quo, which is not working.
So we would like that you share this with all our people. What is
Yes.
your role in the UN?
Pardon?
You have some particular role in the UN?
So, I am the chief representative for a non-governmental organization, which is the World Organization for Prenatal Education Associations. And this is in special consultative status with the UN. So anything that comes up to do with prenatal,
Yeah.
we are in consultative status. They ask us and we have the right to tell them what we know and suggest to the countries, because United